Happy New Year. It's time for another edition of the NRW Checkpoint with your host, myself. I'm Style, of course. I'm always joined by Brian Sapp. Brian, how you doing, man?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. Now, Brian, some news happened today.
Yes. If you are, cognizant of the world, not living under a rock, then you saw that the Nintendo Switch 2 was finally revealed by Nintendo after it felt like years of leaks and speculations. They finally went ahead and just showed us what we was already looking for. I'm impressed. Did you happen to check it out, Webster?
I did. I wanted more, which is what a good teaser does. I am very disappointed that, you and I both said, I've heard other people online saying this, they should call it the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
The Switch 2 sounds so lame.
It is.
It is so lame. I will say that I was impressed and then not impressed at the same time.
Okay.
I'm glad for the improvements over the original Switch.
Right.
However, the design, it doesn't stand out considering the handheld market has changed in the past 7 years since the original Switch came out.
Right.
You can sit it next to a ROG Ally or anything from IO and it would blend right in. And then, mind you, I do understand they took the inspiration from the Switch, so I get that. But
right.
I can't wait to see the different color schemes because the one they showed was just in black, right?
Right.
I'm glad though they fixed the joy pads, and I love the connection with that. Joy-Cons, I believe it's magnetic.
Yes, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that bigger screen, a better kickstand. I am looking forward to seeing what the games look like now. Obviously, we're not looking at Series X or PS5 graphics, but
right.
If we get PlayStation 4, Xbox One's level graphics, that's really on par with a lot of what we get now.
Right.
And also, price is going to be key.
Yeah.
Price is really, I feel like if they price over $399, it's not a good thing. Honestly.
Which that's gonna be the looming question until we finally get like a release date and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it myself. I like all of the features and things that they've changed physically. Yeah. They still haven't really talked about what's going on the inside of the device yet. Don't know if we're gonna get onboard store, or we have onboard storage in the original Switch, but I don't know if we're gonna expand the memory there. Obviously the screen will be better.
I'm assuming the screen is straight OLED this time.
Yeah, hopefully. That would just make sense, right?
Or it's a higher quality LCD to keep the cost down.
Definitely.
Because even OLED screens, I think like the Steam Deck OLED is like, is it $100 more than a regular Steam Deck? I don't know. It's more money. You definitely get more money. So a better resolution screen, even if it's not OLED, especially since it's larger. Because you know what though? It's probably not because a larger screen and an OLED screen is going to draw more battery life.
True.
Nintendo's all about battery life, but I'm excited for it. It's mostly backwards compatible. There was an asterisk there, so it's not.
Right.
So I'm wondering what games or why games wouldn't be backwards compatible.
Right.
But this is what I wonder though. I thought about, there were a bunch of games that were released. They were cloud only, like the last Kingdom Hearts game was released cloud only. I think Resident Evil, was it 8 was in 7, like all those were cloud only. I'm wondering if you would be able to actually download those on the Switch too, because in theory they will have the horsepower to actually run those games.
I wonder that as well, especially with the way the console landscape is moving for portable devices. We just saw the PlayStation Portal will get that update where you can stream, if the games if you have PlayStation Plus Premium.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how that works out as well. I think that would be a great addition if it could do that. But then, like I said, we don't really know what's going on with the inside of the hardware, the specifications and everything. So who knows?
I could care, and I think this is us as being mature gamers. I think
Right.
most people less about hardware. It's all a
Mhm.
matter, can they play the games? And I think in
Yes.
your case also, your big point is storage, which I agree with. How much onboard storage and memory. But can it
Mhm.
play the games that we want? I
Yeah.
care less about specs, or I think even I don't think people care about normal people care about like super cutting edge 8K graphics. Nobody, no real person cares. And not to say
Right.
real person, but the average gamer just wants to get on his or her game machine and play the game she wants.
Exactly.
Which is why we see the drastic changes in the console market like we are. So I don't think most people care about teraflops and CPUs. Like, look, you play the games on the play. That's all that
Right.
matters. And the Switch,
And I think that's been Nintendo's key to success, or part of it at
exactly.
least. They're not focused on that. They're not trying to have, you know what I'm saying, 180 frame rates per second or whatever.
Right.
They don't care about that. And I appreciate it because it leads to just a very simplified yet rewarding gaming experience. So I'm excited for the Nintendo Switch 2 to continue that. They said it's coming out this year. I'm hoping it'll be out
Yeah.
by the time my birthday spins the block, but obviously the holiday season will be a better launch window.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. They ain't talk
Yeah.
about what new games are coming yet either.
But
I
April
know,
2nd.
right? In
Yeah.
the
So if I'm,
Nintendo
yeah.
Direct is coming, so
Right.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
looking
Me
forward to
too.
it.
Me
Yeah.
too. All right,
What
next up,
about
we got our game releases this
okay?
week. Let's go rapid fire before we get into our picks of the week.
Right.
We have Mortal Regas Rage. It's on the Xbox Series system and PC. It's a 2D action platformer. Then we have Arcane Age. It's a PS5 VR2 game. What? Um,
What?
right. And that's dropping on PSVR 2.
Only
And,
PSVR 2?
oh, and PC.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And it's a VR action adventure game. And then we have Blade Chimera, which is on a Switch and PC. That's a 2D action platformer, Metrovania. And then we got Assetto Corsa Evo PC, and that's a racing sim. So that's the rapid fire. Now for the picks of the week. First
Yeah.
up, we have DreadOut Remastered Collection on PS4, 5, and Switch. DreadOut Remastered Collection features both DreadOut, and DreadOut Keepers of the Dark, and DreadOut, a group of school students who are lost on a field trip come across a long forgotten town, trapped in a state of slumber. Keepers of Secret follows Linda as she navigates a portal of worlds that connect to 8 haunted domains. Yeah, no.
Right.
Look, no, I'm leaving. Peace.
Right. You know, you already know what time it is. For these
Right.
horror games, we'll watch it on Twitch and let that be that.
Exactly. Next up is a game that I don't know, Nintendo. We talk about Sony being money hungry.
Hmm.
Nintendo is starting to get up there a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
and in this case, we have Donkey Kong Country Returns HD on the Switch. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is a 2D platforming action game remastered from the original 2010 re-release. Players control Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong as they navigate the island to reclaim their bananas from the Tiki Tak tribe. Now, this is why this game is an issue. From what I understand,
Hmm.
it retailed for $50 when it came out for the Wii.
Right.
It retailed for $40 when it came out for the 3DS, when it
Hmm.
remastered there. Now they're charging $60 for it on the Switch.
Right. As if it is a brand new game.
Right. All you're doing is porting it
Right.
and yeah, this is when I know you want to make money, but this is one of those things where like, do you really have to pretty much price it as a brand new game when it's not? The same
Right.
development and time and resources that went into this game did not go into Mario Odyssey.
Right.
It's or Mario Kart 8 or Breath of the Wild. Like none of those games cost the same. Well, I said Donkey Kong Country Returns HD did not cost the same as those games. So for a
Right.
company to then charge me regular price for a 15-year-old game It's just an HD remaster. It's not even a remake. It's an
Right.
HD remaster. You are charging me more than the original game. And this game is 15 years old. You've been sitting on this source code for, let's see, it came out 15 years ago.
Right.
Say a year or two to develop back then. So you're talking about source code that's 17 years old.
And you still trying to sell it to me like it's new.
Right. I have a problem with that. And this is where I get upset with these game companies. And Nintendo doesn't look because Nintendo does a good job of making good games. They don't get the flack, but they've been getting greedy lately.
Right.
They're getting real greedy lately.
And I hope that moving forward, they realize. I mean, I don't know, because it's crazy, right? When they announced the remaster and you put the trailer out and everything, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I never played this game. When it came out on the Wii, I was not playing that. When it came out on the DS, I don't have a DS. I never had a DS.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I might actually be interested in getting this game. Then I see $60. I'm like, I'll wait for it to go on sale, if ever. But I'm not spending $60 on a game that I know has been out for, like you said, 15 plus years. It's not that compelling to me. But what I am happy about is the potential that it kind of signifies, I guess, for a new Donkey Kong game to come out on the Switch too.
True. It does well.
Because I feel like Nintendo, they kind of dipping back into their IP and trying to revive something. I saw somewhere where they were talking about maybe Star Fox might be coming back. Like
that would be cool.
Yeah, so I like what it represents, but the price tag is a no. It's not gonna happen.
Let me tell you this though. This is what I'm concerned about, and we saw this with Tears of the Kingdom. If Nintendo raises their prices $69.99 for Switch 2 games, I am going to be pissed.
Yeah, that's going to be a
problem. I think that's a bad look for them because let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo's development costs because of the hardware and everything is not the same as people developing for the PS5 and the Xbox Series systems. It is not. You are not using Unreal Engine 5 for everything. You are not. If they try to charge the same price, I don't think that's going to be a good look for them long term.
It's not.
Because you can't sit here and tell me, especially with the quality of PS4 and Xbox One series class games we're still getting, and how amazing a lot of those games still look and how well they hold up, which is why so many people haven't jumped to the next gen consoles, like me. What's the point? But I mean, we talked about that before. But when I can still get brand new games to look great on my Xbox One, I'm paying $39.99, $49.99, and these games look great. There's no reason I should be seeing Switch games dropping at $69.99 off the rip.
Right.
That was Zelda, and people bought it, and I guarantee you they're going to take it and run with it.
They're going to try it again. Yeah,
I think it's going to be a bad look. I think it's going to be a bad look. Honestly speaking, Nintendo has a great reputation. They do not want to be looked at as money hungry.
Right.
They are not so good at Nintendo. But I see it coming. That's with things like this.
Right.
And so we go from Donkey Kong to another franchise that has been around forever.
Right.
Forever. And we have Dynasty Warriors Origins on the PS5, Xbox Series systems, and PC. This game is a tactical action game set during ancient China's Three Kingdoms period. Players will play as a warrior who has lost his memories and must navigate the chaos of the era from the Yellow Turban Rebellion to the Battle of Chibi. Experience the realistic battlefields of massive soldiers and lead your allies to victory as you battle as 1 versus 1,000. It's Dynasty Warriors. And I think it's a bit more open world tacticalness from what I was reading compared to previous entries, but this is a series that keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, it's a fan favorite at this point. I think Dynasty Warriors, even every now and then I think about Dynasty Warriors, I'm like, let me see what number they on now and see if I want to buy it.
Right.
It's cool though. I'm excited for it.
And last we have is a theme. It's either remakes, new imaginations, or remasters, and that's been all our spotlight this week. But it's Tales of Grace's F remastered on the PS4, 5, Xbox. Is on everything. Let's put it that way. Tales of Grace's F Remastered is an anime-inspired game that follows the adventures of Asbel and his friends as they embark on the world-spanning journey filled with unforgettable characters, shocking revelations, unique companions brought together through promises made across time. And I believe this originally came out in the PS3, Xbox 60 era, which is why it's remastered. So yeah. So first up, we got DreadOut Remastered as far as our trailers, so let's go.
Hey. What? She pulled her own face off.
You know, one of the things about these games, and this is what I appreciate, and more so games from this era, they really relied on a style and a play mechanics to really get you hooked, since the graphical fidelity it was good for the time, but even something like this wasn't like the creme de la creme. And I think that's something that we don't see as much anymore, or at least don't see as much with like big time releases.
Yeah, I feel like that's been relegated more towards like Switch games, because or even in
indie games in general.
Indie publisher, indie games in general, But I agree with you, and that one was just not. We're not getting that game.
We're not getting that game. No. A great trailer though.
Great trailer, yeah. Pulling the face off was crazy.
Right. All right, next up we have Donkey Kong Country HD, or Returns HD.
When I was watching this trailer for the first time, I seen somebody in the comments like, "Man, how many times did Donkey Kong return before
Nintendo Switch system?"
Right. And I fully felt that.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
Him returning to this same country before he can go somewhere else. When the
Tiki tribe shows up and steals the banana horde, DK and his pal Diddy Kong chase after them to get their snacks back.
And what I found funny about this game
Donkey
is
Kong Island. It's got a jungle,
the graphics of the cutscenes. It almost looks
totally
like the Donkey Kong TV show from back in the day.
And even
I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of crazy.
Of worlds, so wait. DK can bounce off enemies to get more height. Pound the ground to get things moving. Roll right on through baddies. And all sorts of other stuff.
It does. Now, that was one thing I was okay.
Can do.
They definitely did HD. See, this is what was selling.
Plus,
I didn't know they had all this like
that's totally off the rails.
Like change of dimension
and
in the game.
The rocket barrel that'll have you blasting off. In some stages, you can even hitch a ride on Ramby's back. Radical.
Now,
most
like
levels
have
4 Kong letters to collect.
I remember
Try finding them to unlock a secret level in each world.
Outside of the
careful though,
the
challenge
Rhino,
in these levels
can you
will
also
push your skills to the limit.
And I think like a
you
lizard.
Can use button controls to perform certain actions. Or you can gently shake your Joy-Con controllers.
Underwater.
Yeah.
I hope, are they in this game?
You and a pal can explore the island together in co-op, even with only one pair of Joy-Con controllers.
And so that would be cool too. I could co-op with somebody. I think that would be
Playing in modern mode is a little more forgiving. It starts you out with more hearts, and you can carry up to 9 items. What a flex! More hearts and more items means smoother swinging. Very clutch.
Very clutch. Taught them popular culture words.
A wild adventure awaits this pair of strong.
I don't know. I want to play, but not for $60.
It's a $6
Donkey
price
Kong
point.
Country
Really.
Yeah, it's
Returns
really
HD.
like.
Available January 16th.
And they got the
only
nerve
on
to ask for
Nintendo
pre-orders.
Switch.
What?
Pre-orders are
Get out of here, Nintendo.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I don't know about that. And Nintendo's not known to discount their first party games steeply either.
They
so,
are
yeah,
not. That's what I'm saying. Like, you talking about $60 for at least the next 5 years. Like, what?
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to
Exactly.
do that.
So, all right, next up we have Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Guardian of peace, you have crossed paths with men who may one day bring about order. Until then, you must adapt to the chaos and find a way to survive. So choose your path wisely. Go forth and learn what it means to be a hero.
I need to see combat. There we go.
You claim to strive for justice, but have no way to
Because
achieve
that's
it.
one of the
Tearing
like
down the system without providing an
the
alternative
draws
is
with
mere wanton
the
destruction.
Dynasty Warriors. Like, you versus 1,700 of Wukong's finals. Like, this is a good game here. I'm talking about you want a button match and you get enough to learn combination.
The die has been cast. All that remains is to see this through.
You look like the guy from Tekken. Who's that? Oh, that was cool. What is this? What is this song? Something about the graphics look a little back in the day. Like what?
Think so?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's my video quality there, but I saw.
No, I can definitely see us running on a past generation system. I don't
Okay,
see it, yeah. I mean, I still think it looks good. It looks good, but I think that
Yeah.
there are a lot of games that just don't look like they're on Xbox Series or PS5. They look like they can still be running. And again, there's nothing wrong with that because I think at this point you can only make graphics look so much better without,
Right.
Having the TV display and pro system. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. All right. Last we have Tales of Grace F Remastered.
Okay. This was the RPG, remember this?
Yeah.
I wanted to, okay, what are we talking about? 30th year anniversary?
The series, I guess. But I've never heard of the series before. So.
Me either. That's what I'm saying. Like, how you went 30 years with no? What? Why would they show you losing?
We got this. Like the old days.
Why would they show you losing?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the battle system talking about? That's okay, the battle system look pretty good. What is this? So, are these other people you can co-op the game with, or are you
I
controlling
don't think so.
four of these characters?
Pictures of your party.
Okay. They doing a lot of like running around. Maybe DLCs.
Happy birthday!
Huh? Pascal, is today your birthday? I'm so sorry, I didn't get you a gift.
My army has the capital surrounded.
PS4. Okay. And it's
What?
Switch, okay.
Is that
I don't play
really
this on
you?
Switch.
Requiem!
Infinity Assault! Shine on! Garden of Innocence!
Can you see
these are fire. I like these little, what these are, ultimate moves or something.
Right.
How much is that game?
I don't know. I hope it's like 39 with the remaster. No more than, yeah, I hope it's 39. Maybe 49 at the most. I don't know. This is only one game too, but it looked decent.
It did.
It looked like that vein of JRPG from back in the day.
Right. See, those are the type of games where it's like I wouldn't waste the hard drive space on the PlayStation or a Xbox, but definitely put that on Nintendo and play that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, those are games for the week, Brian. Anything coming up with you?
So I have, well, if you've been paying attention to the podcast and you are familiar with the changes that have taken place, we are no longer this Talk and Play blerdcast or pod anymore. I have to change my graphic at some point, but I've restructured and rebranded, and I'm now Saf Out Loud, and the podcast is pretty cool. It's the same podcast, but I'm getting back into the swing of things with the podcast. I just gave it a little facelift and a name change. And the last thing I spoke about on this week's episode of Saf Out Loud, I told myself I was going to be a little bit more fancy, I guess.
I like it.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. What did I talk about on this podcast? Something that I wanted to talk about. I just can't remember off the top of my brainwave here. But it's available everywhere you want to stream it. Oh yes, Marvel Rivals Season 1 came out within the last couple, like 4 or 5 days. Have you played this game yet, Marvel Rivals?
I have not, because it's not on Xbox One.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
It's just on new systems.
Okay. Well, it is really good. Obviously, shout out to Overwatch for laying the groundwork for these type of games. But they did a really good job. The characters' kits and like skill abilities and everything, they've like fall perfectly in line with what you would expect from the character based on like lore and stuff. And then the characters, they have these like really cool team ups based on the comic book and movie lore and stuff. So it's like you get like a little team bonus if you pick certain characters. It's pretty cool. I've been enjoying it. So they just released the season 1, or they moved out of season 0 and put us in season 1. They introduced the Fantastic Four is now a part of the roster, and you know, a bunch of cool stuff like new battle pass and a bunch of stuff. It's been a good run so far. I'm enjoying it. So I decided to talk about it on the podcast. So if you're interested, if you're a Marvel Rivals player, you want to know my thoughts on these things, go check out the podcast, because season 1 to me is pretty good. And it's going to be a 2-part season as well. So we're not even done getting all the content that they want us to have. And at this point, they've added 2 new characters this season, a whole new battle pass filled with like 12 plus skins, 3 new maps, and then season or part 2 of this season, we're getting 2 more new characters. I think a new game mode. Like Marvel, they did a good job with this game. I'm satisfied. It's definitely taking away playtime from Overwatch.
Okay, cool.
So I talk about that on the pod. What about you? What you got coming up?
I actually have a new episode of the podcast out, 182. It's been a long time coming. And if you've been watching, you know that, or listening, it's been a while, and I kind of skipped 181 because I had a special episode, and 181 got hung up in technical issues and never went back to fix it. The publisher, so I'm like, screw it. This is 182. And with that, I have my interview with RJ Atkinson, who is the creator of the Seventh Kingdom manga. So that's out now. So that's out on All podcast platforms except YouTube Music. It'll be out on YouTube Music on Friday. The video is up now on webstar.com and YouTube, and also drop my interview with Varun from Project Hedron. I get confused because Varun and my interview next week were both at the same booth, so I want to make sure I got it right. But that's up from PAX, so that's what's up this week, and there's a lot more coming. And pretty much every week you get new stuff coming.
Okay.
But that's all from us. You know, we are Nerds of the World. Make sure you stay tuned for all the latest and greatest interviews, trailer reactions, gaming, wrestling, Photo Nerds After Dark. You see all the still safe for work, but you know, it's maybe not as safe for work as Checkpoint is. Make sure you follow on Instagram at New Release Wednesday, on X at the NRW, and of course you're currently on YouTube, so make sure you like, you share, and subscribe.